Hi everyone. Today we are discussing Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics, or generally known as MB statistics. It's also known as the classical statistics because it developed very early to the emergence of quantum mechanics. So it is our classical statistics, or it is also known as classical statistics. Classical statistics. The important point we have to discuss in this statistics is, that is Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. The first one, it is the particles are distinguishable. We can distinguish each and every particle. Particles are distinguishable. And second point is, there is no interparticle interaction. There is no interparticle interaction. And third one, any number of particles can be accommodated or occupied at a given energy level. Can be occupied in a given energy level. So any number of, there is no restriction to the particles to occupy or distribute in different energy levels. Any number of particles can be accommodated or can be occupied in a given energy level. So we are moving to derive the MB statistics equation for Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. Consider a system of n particles. System of n particles. N number of particles. Total number of particles present in the system is n. And among these particles, we know, suppose we have one energy level, then second energy level. Suppose it is E0, it's E1, so on, so. Then E0 level can accommodate a few particles. So suppose it is N0, that is N0 particles are occupied in the level E0, ground level E0, occupied by N0 particles. Then it is N1 particle, then E2 level occupied by N2 particles, so and so. So the particles are distributed in such a way that E0 level contain N0 particle, E1 level contain N1 particle, E2 level contain N2 particle, so and so. So Eith level contain Nith particle. Nith particle. So the number of particles present in Eith level is Ni. For the sake of simplicity, we are not considering the degeneracy in the very beginning. We can include it later. So the thermodynamic probability W, we already discussed it. That is, it is the maximum way of distribution of particles in a system. It's the maximum number of ways the particles are distributed in different energy levels. That is thermodynamic probability. And we know the maximum ways of distribution of particles, it is also known as the micro states of the system. So simply this W means thermodynamic probability. So by determining W, we are actually determining micro state of a particular macro state. Right? Because it is the maximum probability is maximum ways of distribution. How many ways Ni number of particles can be distributed in different energy levels of a system. That is W. The maximum value, the maximum way by which the Ni particles are distributed. It is W. And the same thing is microstates. Microstates are again different types of distribution. So by calculating W, we are actually calculating microstate of a given macrostate. So what is our aim is to calculate W. Calculate thermodynamic probability, that is maximum thermodynamic probability, or the number of microstates for a given macrostate. That's our aim. So here, these are the arrangements. So W can be given as n factorial divided by n1 factorial times n2 factorial times n3 factorial, so and so ni factorial. Ni factorial. It's actually a product, so we can write it as W is equal to n factorial divided by capital Pi Ni factorial. Pi is the product of these numbers, these factorials, pi. So W can be written as W is equal to n factorial divided by pi Ni factorial. Now we can consider the degeneracy. Suppose these levels contain sub-levels. Suppose this contain 3 sub-levels, or this contain 4 sub-levels, so and or maybe 3 sub-levels, whatever it may be. Then N0 particles can be accommodated on all these sub-levels also. When sub-levels are available, particles or atoms or molecules may be occupied in the given or in the available sub-levels also. We call it as degeneracy, multiplicity. So simply degeneracy is the distribution of particles in different sub-levels available. If E0 contains this much sub-levels, suppose the number of sub-levels is Gi, we can call it as degeneracy. We can call it the number of sub-levels are degeneracy. Number of sub-levels means all these sub-levels have the same energy. All these sub-levels having same energy. So it is known as degeneracy of the energy level. So particles can also be accommodated in all these sub-levels. So if Gi is the degeneracy and has only one particle, then number of ways of one particle that can distributed in Gi sub-levels. It is Gi raised to 1. Gi raised to 1. If there are 2 particles, it is Gi raised to 2. If there are 3 particles, it is Gi raised to 3, and so on, so on, so on. So it is Gi raised to number of particles, Ni. That's the maximum possible ways of arrangement of different particles. That's number Ni particles in Gi levels. This is the maximum ways of arrangement of Ni particles in Gi sub-levels, Gi degeneracy. So it's again a product. So we can include the degeneracy also in our thermodynamic probability equation. We can also include Gi raised to Ni in our W equation. So we can rewrite this equation as W is equal to n factorial pi Gi raised to Ni divided by Ni factorial. Pi is common to both numerator and the denominator because both are products. Both the numerator and the denominator are product, and n is constant, so there is no product function or summation. So it is constant. So it is pi j raised to ni divided by ni factorial. And one more thing is that there is a relationship between entropy and thermodynamic probability. That is, entropy S is equal to K ln W. This is the relation between entropy and thermodynamic probability, and it is known as Boltzmann relation. Boltzmann relation or Boltzmann equation. We will derive this equation later in this chapter itself. It is the relation between entropy and thermodynamic probability. So we are having maximum probability. By calculating W, we can that is the maximum probability is possible at equilibrium. Actually, why maximum probability is at equilibrium? Maximum probability, maximum thermodynamic probability. I mean, maximum thermodynamic probability is at equilibrium because thermodynamic probability is the distribution of particles in different energy levels. Maximum ways. How many ways the particles can be accommodated, can be distributed in different energy levels. That is maximum at the equilibrium, because when a system attains equilibrium, then there is no more different arrangements possible. Maximum arrangements, maximum changes have been already done. So there is no more different changes after attaining equilibrium. So the maximum possible ways of arrangement, that is maximum thermodynamic probability is at the equilibrium. Okay, so just keep in mind that this relationship between entropy and the thermodynamic probability, and thermodynamic probability, maximum values of thermodynamic probability, it is at equilibrium. When a system attains equilibrium, we get maximum value for thermodynamic probability. Then, in order to calculate W, just we are taking natural log of this W. That is ln W. ln W equal to ln n factorial, right? Then when we are taking logarithms, the product becomes summation. For example, log A times B or log A into B, which is equal to log A plus log B. So the product becomes summation. So we are replacing this by summation, that is sigma ln Gi raised to Ni. We can write it as Ni ln Gi. ln Gi raised to Ni is equal to Ni ln Gi. Log x raised to N is equal to N log x. The same formula. So ln Gi Ni is equal to Ni ln Gi. Then it is numerator, so it becomes minus, that is log A by B. That is log A minus log B. So sigma ln Ni factorial. That is our equation. This is our equation for thermodynamic probability when it is taken in logarithm. And we are expanding this equation by using Stirling's approximation. An approximation in mathematics. The approximation is that suppose a function log x factorial. We have a function log x factorial. Then which is can be expanded as x ln x, x ln x minus x ln x minus x. That is our Stirling's approximation. So ln n factorial is equal to ln n factorial is equal to n ln n minus n. Then ln Gi, which is equal to gi ln gi minus gi. That is ln gi is equal to gi ln gi minus gi. Right. Sorry. We don't need this gi because there is no factorial. Sorry. So we don't need that step. So the next one, that is ln n factorial, which is equal to ni ln ni minus ni. So we need only two expansions, that is ln n factorial and ln ni factorial. These two expansions can be done using Stirling's approximation. So substituting values of ln n factorial and ln ni factorial in here and here, we get which is equal to n ln n minus n plus sigma ni ln gi minus sigma ni ln ni minus, then again two minuses, that is minus ni. Okay. So this minus sigma into minus ni become plus sigma ni. So the equation becomes n ln n minus n plus sigma ni ln gi minus sigma ni ln ni plus sigma ni. But sum of the ni particles, that is sigma ni, sum of the ni particles, that is sigma ni, is nothing but n. So we can replace this sigma ni by n. So the equation becomes this one. So this n minus n cancel each other. So we get the final equation. Next equation as ln w is equal to n ln n plus sigma ni ln gi minus sigma ni ln ni. That's our equation. This is our next equation obtained after using Stirling's approximation. Then we are differentiating this. We have to calculate the value of w. So and we have to find out the number of ways of distribution of ni particles. Number of ways of distribution of ni particles. So in order to calculate the different ways of distribution of ni particles in EI energy levels with degeneracy Gi. That's our aim. So we have to differentiate this one. Why we are differentiating is that at maximum value the derivative of a function vanishes. Right? ln w maximum means it is constant. Maximum value is it is constant. So when we differentiate that maximum value, we get 0. So at maximum value, the differential of a function vanishes. We are applying that equation here, that assumption here, and differentiating this equation, we get the next step, and we can discuss the next step in our next lecture. Thank you for listening.